Welcome to Morally Corrupt, a show here on the Ringer reality TV feed. I am Chelsea Stark-Jones, today joined by Callie Crerie. Callie, how are you, my podcast bestie?
I know. I am great. I am excited to talk about some of these shows.
Yeah, so we're going to get into it. We're going to talk Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Miami, and then the Valley today. I feel like overall they were like good palate cleansers just because I've been watching Love Island and it's like like this is like a level of crazy I'm more so used to and I appreciate. So yeah.
Am I more excited about the episode tonight for Love Island? Yes, I am. I hate Wednesdays with a passion. So very excited for the new episode. But it was nice to see normal drama. It was nice to see real friendships, which I think we saw in
Real
all
sisterhood.
of it.
Real girls,
sisterhood. Real girls. And I think we saw that in more than one show.
Yeah.
Throughout this week.
Agreed. So let's start with Atlanta. I didn't realize it was the finale. It felt like it kind of just happened. But the ladies are back from their trip. And we didn't really recap it last week, but Angela, some random man comes to an event that Kelly's hosting and claims that Angela's husband is having an affair on her, cheating on her. And
it's
then
very strange.
Very strange. And then we also see Brit getting in the middle of Phaedra and Shamea's relationship and friendship. And the fallout continues between Brit and Kelly's friendship, which I think I said this last time I was on. I don't care about Brit and Kelly's friendship. Brit's not going to be at the reunion, so this drama literally means nothing to me. But this week, Shamea hosts a showcase for her singing. My mom and I watched this together. She could not understand what the hell this was. And, you know, I love Shamea, but it just felt unnecessary.
Well, to me, she was showcasing how much money she has because she put this on herself.
Yes, like, self-funded.
Basically, it was just a self-funded, come hear some of my new songs. I don't know if she was fully warmed vocally before starting, because we've heard Shamea sing and I think she has a really good voice.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shamea more than Drew.
Definitely.
But based on what we've seen, I think Drew can sing better than Shamea.
Yes, it was not a good showcase of her voice. I would have preferred she do like a listening party. That seemed to maybe make more sense.
Yeah.
Yes, it seemed like maybe she just had the kids, got into glam, forgot to warm up the vocal cords, and just went on stage.
The second song was better. The first song that we heard was rough. Like, rough.
Yeah. First impressions are everything. So she had a captive audience though, because her castmates are there. So, but she does that, and the tension between Brit and Kelly continued to rise. Gosh, the digs that they gave each other in the previous week's episode were dirty,
crossing the line.
Yeah, the Brit throwing out the abortion.
I covered that with Rachel, and we both agreed that, like, there are some things that whether you are friends or decide not to be friends are things that we're not sharing.
Yeah, that would take that one to the grave.
And these women do not like each other.
No, but it's like crazy to me just to see how quickly, like, they must have never really liked each other, because if this is truly about glam.
Like, well, you know what I think? What? I think the glam pushed it over the edge. But I think Kelly, and this is completely like made up in my mind, but based off of watching it, I think that Kelly was scooting towards not liking Brit, because it seemed like Brit was not getting along with the other girls. And Kelly was kind of like, ooh, you're like kind of bringing me down. Like, I want to be in with the in crowd. So I think that Brit and Kelly were like friends, but not like besties. And then they came into this group as besties because, like, I think anyone would say, like, going on these shows, like, it happens all the time. The newbies end up, like, becoming friends because you kind of need, like, a ride or die in these situations.
Yeah.
So that's how they came on this show. And then Kelly, I think, felt like, I would way rather be friends than you. And I think she was slowly inching that way because Brit kept doing things that Kelly did not agree with.
Yeah,
And then,
that she can't defend anymore.
Yeah, that she can't defend. And I think it was becoming hard because she wants to defend Brit as a friend. But the more Brit was doing, the more Kelly was trying to kind of get herself out of this friendship. And then the glam was like the last straw for her.
Yeah. I mean, you can't look better than me on a trip.
With my glam.
With my glam.
But I did see that, I said this with Rachel, but there was someone on the glam team, I think it was the hairdresser.
Yeah.
Came out and said that Brit pays on time and Kelly doesn't.
So I guess you have a new client in Brit Edie. I don't
I don't know.
I guess I just wish Brit would have maybe held off on her lawsuit against Bravo until after the reunion, because
so we could have gotten her.
We could have gotten her, and I would have cared a little bit more about this drama amongst them, knowing that I could hear both sides in a couple of weeks. But what do you take away from Brit also meddling in Shamea and Porsha's friendship?
Well, two things. One, I think she was just trying to stir up something else so people got off her back, like your turn, like tag, I'm like, you're it, I'm out type of thing.
Yeah.
But the only thing I will say is Brit is a liar, but she can't lie about text messages that she saw. Like, Porsha knew the exact text messages she was talking about when Brit started talking. So whether Brit exaggerated the situation or Brit fudged the timeline of it, like, did this happen before or after Porsha and Shamea's talk? The text message that Brit mentioned seemed to hurt Porsha's feelings that Shamea was sharing those. So some portion of it has to be true is what I'm getting from it.
You make a lot of sense, because I initially was like, why are we believing Brit? Like, why are we taking Brit's word here?
I don't even think Porsha did at first.
Yeah, but the specifics of the therapist or the lawyer, whatever it was, that does prove that Shamea did share something that crossed the line.
Probably shouldn't have. Yeah.
Whether she showed the text or repeated the text or whatever, like, she did say something that should have stayed between her and Porsha. So I guess that is a good point, but I still...
It's also interesting to me because even at the end, Porsha was like, I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep treating her how, like, I would want to be treated. But, like, I have to move, like, a little differently, basically. Like, we'll see how it goes. But, like, I'm just going to keep being me. So I'm still so confused how anyone is against Porsha in this.
I don't think Porsha did anything wrong. And at first I felt, honestly, I think Shamea maybe just got a little bit too comfortable with some of these women, but I also don't think that Shamea did anything too terribly wrong in this either. And that it's just, like, really a not even misunderstanding, just too many people getting in between their friendship. And that, to me, is what's frustrating and what sucks, is that, like, these women actually have a decades-long friendship, and it's being picked apart and needled by the show. And they both went into this with, I believe, communicating with one another that they weren't going to let the show interfere in their friendship and their relationship. And it took one season for it to do that, which is unfortunate. In real time, I do think that Shamea posted, like, a happy birthday to Porsha. So it seems like they're maybe on goodish terms, but
I hope so. I love their friendship.
I think they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So fun to watch. So I'm hoping that they're able to resolve it. We'll see how the reunion goes. And obviously, I think they'll both be back next season. What do you think of, I mean, we're kind of skipping ahead, but Portia's finally able to film in her home because Simon got detained and their divorce got settled. Yeah, it was a big home. A big home.
I was like, oh, okay, Porsha.
Do you walk the treadmill in a full face of glam and hair makeup?
No, I do not.
It reminded me of the opening scene of Porsha running across the bridge with her hair down. Of the season?
Yeah. The whole thing was very staged. Like, she comes down, her doorbell rings. Beautiful home.
Beautiful home.
Was not expecting it to be that big, to be completely honest with you. I did see a tweet that I guess Simon said in some sort of court case that he paid $5 million for him and Porsha's wedding, which, by the way, truthfully, I had a very expensive wedding. If you are paying $5 million for your wedding, you need help.
That's like, overboard. Well, I'm not
beyond,
wealthy. That to me, my wedding overboard. Was like
beyond overboard.
For the wealthy, I don't know.
And like, sure, if you're Jeff Bezos, go ahead. Like, honestly, if you're Jeff Bezos, if you don't spend $500 million on your wedding, you're probably cheap.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, but based on what we've heard about Simon, I'm like, what are you doing? That's for someone who you haven't known that long, that was in a relationship when you guys started, I don't know, the timeline of their
fuzzy.
Romance is interesting. For you to spend that much on a wedding, and you were married before, like, this isn't your first wedding?
Yeah, it's not your first rodeo. It's not hers either.
Which even if it is your first, that's a lot of money. But like, for it to not be your first wedding, for you guys to meet on weird circumstances, for you guys to get married pretty quickly, and then to get divorced within a year, that's on you, my boy. That's on you for spending that much money.
They thought it was real love.
Sure. So Simon complained. He spent $5 million on the wedding. They got divorced shortly after. In the divorce proceedings, Porsha got to keep the house and gets $40,000 a month in spousal support. I don't know what the laws are like in Atlanta, but it seems like the place to get married.
Yeah, I love that our Twitter algorithm is likely the same because I saw this tweet as well. Yeah, I was like 40. And again, what does he do? Because I thought he initially got in trouble because of financial fraud or something like that. So how is he able to give her $40,000 a month?
Lord knows.
In alimony.
Only the Lord knows.
Yeah.
And I mean, Porsha, congrats to you.
Yeah, she got out nicely. Good for her.
Heist of the century, it seems.
Yeah, she got out nicely.
But I love that they like cut that little 10 minutes into the end just to show us like she's doing well.
Yeah, she gets to film in her house at the end of the season. Yay.
Cool.
No, you all were wondering.
For the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't really cross my mind that we weren't in her house ever. Like, I guess that was a thing, but
well, we were in everyone else's house, if you think about it.
Yeah, now that I was like,
Not Cynthia's.
Not Cynthia's.
Were we ever in Cynthia's? No.
No, she's a friend of. Does she still have a house in Atlanta? Is the question.
Oh yeah, because some people say she's in LA,
Bailey?
Right?
Yeah, because she pops around. But the episode is centered around this big gala or medium-ish gala that Angela and Charles host in Atlanta for the Charles Oakley Foundation. Their whole mission is to feed children.
Meals on Wheels, right?
Meals, yeah, essentially. And she invites all the ladies, and in it, we get like a flashback of Drew and Angela going to meet this gentleman that showed up to Kelly's event in the previous week. His name is Marcus. They question him as to what his intentions were, where he heard this rumor. Angela said the rumor can't be true because Charles was coaching, was it like Ice Cube's 3-on-3 league or something like that?
Yeah, the Big Three.
The Big Three. So she's like, he was on TV. There's no way. This rumor makes no sense. Blah, blah, blah. She says, who told you this? And we get, he writes it down on a piece of paper. And we get the suspenseful Drew shocked, Angela's shocked. And then we see Marcus showing up to the part. Like, they coordinated with Marcus to show up to this event. All in all, what are your initial thoughts? Because this is mess.
I think that Angela absolutely deserves to be on the next season. That's number one.
I actually really like Angela.
Number two, I am not 100% sure of the specifics of this rumor, but you are able to coach and also cheat. Just because you're coaching a team does not mean that you are not capable of cheating.
Were they saying that he was maybe just not in the same city that
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't know the specifics of it. I don't know if there was a time frame involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just based off of what we were given, I was like, that does not mean that he was not cheating.
There's still holes in this story.
That means he had a job. That's all that's all that means. And I'm not saying Charles cheated. I'm just saying that proved nothing to me. I would bet money that Phaedra has no part in this. That's what I would say.
100%. 100%.
First of all, the whole thing, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, this man is Looney Tunes, first of all.
Not credible at all. Do I think that... I honestly don't know. Did Angela send him there? I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened or how this came to be. Also, for Phaedra to find out who he was and give her number, why the fuck would she do that if she paid him? Like, all of it made
set herself
no
up
sense.
for,
And when she said Phaedra's face was like...
true shock.
What?
Because we've seen Phaedra get...
laughing.
We have seen Phaedra get caught in a lie.
Get caught up.
It is the most
that was not
infamous,
the same response.
Yeah, it is the most infamous. It's why she left the franchise to begin with. So we know Phaedra, when she gets caught in something, we'll be able to tell. She seemed also genuinely surprised.
She was like, if y'all think that I just got let back on this show to come and do some dumb shit like that.
Yes, absolutely
no,
not.
I'm not setting up shit.
No. And also her beef with Angela was not
small. That deep. Yeah.
Like, for her to go that far out of her way. Like, so
no.
yeah, I 100% do not believe that Phaedra had anything to do with this. Part of me just thinks this man heard some
TV time,
rumors on the street and thought, you know what, I'm going. It was an open event that he went to with Kelly. They all had to sign releases, so it's not like production sent him. And he was just like, I'm a fan of the show. I'm just gonna say something crazy. That's what I think.
I think that either that is believable. Like, that could be a scenario. I'm not against Angela somehow having a part in this because I just don't understand all of it. The only reason why I'm like, maybe not, is because you know who would have no part in it?
The enforcer.
Charles Oakley would have no part in it. Mind you, Charles knew at this point that he was set up. So him knowing and still was like, I don't give a fuck. Get that guy out of here. He was willing to go to that event and say something. He ain't welcome anywhere that I'm hosting.
I thought it was so crazy that Angela would invite this man to her event.
It is crazy.
And
it's not even just an event. It's a charitable event.
A charitable event, and not even tell her husband that he was going to be there. Like, what are you?
That's not that surprising to me based on what we've seen of their relationship.
Yeah, I suppose.
But still crazy.
What did you expect was going to happen? Charles was going to see him, be like, what up, bro?
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, no.
I was so taken aback by that. I was like, you didn't let him in on the plan? Like, this is insane. But yeah, so all the women have their theories as to who it might be. And I think it's Porsha that throws Angela's name out there. And some think that it might have been Brit, because Brit does have some beef with Angela. However, I don't think Brit is that sneaky anyways. Then also Shamea and Brit get into it. Again, Shamea's like, why are you getting involved in our friendship, our relationship? It was fine. Overall, I think it was a good season. I think they did a good job kind of rebooting Atlanta, taking time with it. I think it was a really smart formula to keep a few of the cast members, bring back some beloved
100%.
cast members, and then find really interesting and messy women to join the cast, which is ultimately what New York should have done instead of scrapping the whole plate. Did you enjoy this season?
I enjoyed this season. I'm interested to see what they do with Brit Edie, because obviously she's gone. So who are they going to replace her with? I feel like.
Do you think it leaves a door open for Kenya Moore at all? Do you think she's done with it? Yeah,
I think she's done.
Okay.
I just think that she hasn't handled it well. No. Like, she originally was before the show aired, she was like, I've done nothing wrong. This is horrible, blah, 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 like all of this stuff, which was weird because then once the show aired, she was like, I'm sorry. And then she went back and started being like, no, I really didn't do anything that badly. So I'm like, Bravo has to be able to be like, she's not able to understand what the boundaries are. And that's not really what we want from this show.
They definitely need to wipe their hands clean of
taking it that far.
And this entire situation, the Brit of it all, especially with the lawsuit. I'm still an advocate for Kim Zolciak. I know you are watching Next Gen and we see some Kim in that, but I want Crazy Kim on my television screen. She needs the money. She's desperate. She knows the women and she's messy.
I don't know if she's in a place to
Look
be
at
on
you
television.
Looking out for her mental health.
I have absolutely loved Ariana Bierman. She has been amazing on Next Gen. She's my favorite on Next Gen.
Oh, really?
Right now. Yeah. You have someone else who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
I don't watch Next Gen.
But I was like, there's no one else.
I do like her in the clips, but
I like Riley, but Ariana has definitely like brought more drama and like her personality is just bigger. Like Riley's pretty chill. She just like clocks people. But based on what Ariana has said, her mom is not in a good place mentally or financially. And she has younger siblings that Ariana helps out with. So I don't know.
I just want to give Kim a job, Callie.
I don't know if more cameras and fame will help that situation.
Didn't she sign up for some random reality TV show?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure she's been on a few.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Would love the door to be opened to Nene.
Oh, yeah.
I just need her to have like real friendships before coming back to the show.
Yeah.
I also think there is probably so many friends of this group that could be
involved. Yeah. I have the same stipulation with Nene is real friendships and like not being above the show. So when she came back, that was the first time. That was her thing, was that she was above the show. And it definitely took some of the fun out of it.
Agree.
But yeah, loved Atlanta this season. Can't wait for the reunion. It will be recapped here as well. 3 parts, which is kind of surprising. Stretching it out.
Well, I feel like a whole episode's going to be Shamia and Porsha. And then the Brit of it all is probably going to take a while. And then all of their other relationships will be like the other. Yeah. That's my guess.
Well, we will be tuning in. Next, we have Miami, season 7, episode 4, Boogers and Birkins. What a show title. Did you like it? I was going to say, I feel like that might illustrate some of your life. Boogers and Birkins.
Sure. I will say that a big part of this episode was meeting Stephanie, right? I absolutely love her. 1 episode in, I'm like, you are the perfect housewife. Like, this is what we want. She came in, she made her opinions known very quickly. I also think that a lot of people that watch Housewives are people who are living like pretty normally, but have families. And I feel like listening to her and watching her, I was like, that is so opposite of my life because like, I have 3 kids. So like hearing her like talk about not wanting kids and just talk about like, I don't know, her life in general. I'm like, oh, it's really nice to like live through her because that's not mine. And I think that's like part of the fun of Housewives.
Yeah. I have to say, I was very disappointed that Dr. Nicole wasn't coming back.
I love Dr. Nicole too.
I love Dr. Nicole, and not to pit 2 wonderful housewives against each other, but I do think she fills in the hole of the extremely wealthy that Dr. Nicole had. I mean, flying to Orlando.
But I feel like we could have both.
We could have both. Like, I would love to see them have their rival private jets and stuff like that. But I do think what she brings that Dr. Nicole necessarily doesn't is just like crazy outspoken don't give a fuck vibe that I'm getting. And also just like the no kids, just working, a little less relatable, quote unquote, housewife of it all.
Yeah.
But I do like her. I like her a lot. I think she's going to make a big splash.
She already did.
She already has. And I'm a little surprised she's coming in as a friend of Larsa. Which it kind of like
friend,
quote unquote friend. Yeah, it did I'm like, oh, I hope she doesn't have loyalty to Larsa. I hope she sees through the larceness of it all eventually. But yeah.
It'll be interesting because I know Alexia and her don't get along based off the previews. And then in Alexia's interviews, she's been like, yeah, no.
Oh, really?
But Alexia has said, I think she's a great housewife.
That's good.
So
we start the episode off the heels of the Julia and Gertie fight, which honestly, Julia was on 10 the entire time.
Julia, her Instagram like excuses are not making sense to me.
She doesn't make sense at all. I don't even think I gave her Instagram excuses a time of day because I just knew she was making excuses for her behavior, and her behavior to me like doesn't deserve any type of sympathy.
She was trying to say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but she was trying to say that like her mind was all over the place because of the adoption, like was like kind of
like
going
it wasn't
in and out.
Settled or something. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing is so confusing to me. Like if that were the case, would you be having a baby shower if you weren't sure if you were keeping them or not? Like there's just a lot of things that I'm like, this isn't really adding up. And for her in her conversation with Martina, she is still like fully blaming Gertie for everything. And I'm like, you were the aggressor in this. Like you were the one that came in on 10.
Yeah, her saying, like, I can't believe I let Gertie get me to this point, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, when it first started, Gertie just said, do you want to have this conversation here with all the women or privately? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just like immediately, like out was
0
to
mean. 100.
And then just the throwing of the drink and everything, I was just like, this is too much. And, you know, Gertie is going through a lot, as all of the women are, but to like treat her this way as she's going through these treatments and these surgeries and stuff like that, like I just feel so sick and so stupid. And so what if she was on this cruise and wanted to feel special and like get VIP treatment or whatever? Like,
yeah, but it also came out that Gertie was on the cruise a week before.
Yeah, which
she
was
went on
weird.
The same cruise. So I'm like, why are you acting like you gave her access to something that she didn't have access to herself?
She couldn't do.
But again, to your point, even if she wanted that access and she got it from going with you, again, who cares?
It's not that deep.
She went with you.
Yeah. She took time away from her family to go on this trip with you because you seem so like in need of a friend at the moment. So I'm team Gertie in this. I honestly thought at the beginning of the season, I know that Julia and Adriana. Yeah, Adriana. I keep because I get Adriana.
I know.
Audrey. Yeah.
Adriana, Ariana, Adriana. There's a lot.
Adriana have a friendship falling out. And at the beginning of the season, like with the previews and stuff, I was like, oh, this is going to be Adriana's fault because she, whatever. But now I'm starting to see a different side of Julia that I don't think is great.
Not what we're used to.
No,
she's
really
usually
surprising.
Like the most mild one.
Yeah.
Last season, I think she started turning up a little bit. And now I think it's getting a little kooky. Like I'm like, what is going on with you?
Yeah. I don't, she's a little bit nuts. And her social media behavior also is just like, you're not really so self-reflecting.
The only thing I will say to give her maybe something, I thought Gertie's reaction to it all was a bit much too.
It was
like
weird.
Her bawling, crying, and saying she wanted to embarrass me, perform for those women. I was just like, girl, people have gotten a lot worse than a cup of water thrown on them before. Like the way Marisol reacted, where she was like, you took it to a level that was like not okay. Obviously, she wasn't the one that got the drink spilled on her, but like that's what I would expect from Gertie. For Gertie to be more like, you need to apologize. You took it to a level that was not okay. I came in there wanting to have a conversation with you privately, and you acted psycho. Like, that's the energy I thought Gertie would have.
I think what happened was, because I thought Gertie's reaction immediately after was a little bit weird too.
She was just sitting there?
And just like refusing to leave and like, and yelling and stuff like that. I was just like, I would say goodbye now. Like that's how I would do it. But I think she realized like, oh, maybe she told a couple women on the cast and that weren't there, and she realized I could get some sympathy out of this, so I'm going to milk it a little bit. Because her reaction from being at the party to then afterwards were too, like, she wasn't sad in the moment. She wasn't embarrassed in the moment. Like, all those things came later after, I'm sure some of the women, she told Adriana, she told Lisa, I'm sure they kind of gassed her up and was like, so that's where I think that came from. But we'll see.
I didn't think about that, but that's a good point.
So Marisol and Alexia hang out with Lisa. They fill her in on the other part of the drama, which is that Larsa showed them the photo of Jody and his bugged out eyes. You said this last time we talked, was you didn't think much was going on with those eyes. You think Jody's eyes are naturally bugged out, which a lot of the women agreed with that sentiment. Lisa takes great offense to the fact that Larsa was talking about her while she was burying her father. So much so that she sends a photo of her father in the casket to Larsa. That is insane.
I don't know what I
How does that even cross your mind?
And my jaw dropped because I was just like, I can't imagine getting a picture of my friend's dead father in the casket.
No, unsolicited.
But I was thinking, like, you don't see people in the casket often.
No.
Like, unless you see it with your own eyes at a funeral.
Yeah.
Like, even when people go to funerals, they generally, like, don't take pictures. Of the inside of the casket.
Yeah.
And for her to be mad when Larsa said, I'm praying for you, what response did you think you were going to get? You just sent a picture of your dead father, which I loved. Marisol has been like up and down for me overall, but like some of her interviews are just like exactly what I want.
Yeah, no, this season she's been pretty solid. I haven't liked her too much in previous seasons. This season she's been on point. Her
laughing, like it cutting to Marisol laughing and being like, don't tell me you sent that to Pips. She was like, dead body should not travel through cyberspace.
Like, what? Like, I don't even think my mind would think, no matter how angry I am with someone, to do that.
Send a picture of the coffin. Like, take some steps back.
The program.
There's so many other things. The service.
Yes.
Or literally text and be like, I'm at my dad's funeral right now. I have more, like, bigger things happening. There's just so many other things you could have done than sending a picture of your dead dad.
Lisa's so insane. Like,
she's that's unhinged behavior.
Definition.
And I get it. Your dad just died. You're not making normal decisions, whatever. But for her to still think it was normal a week later when telling the ladies this, I was like, oh no, she's not backing down from this decision.
No, she
wasn't like, I know that was crazy. I shouldn't have done that. She was like, yeah. She needs to know what I was going through.
Lisa and Larsa is going to be a season-long fight.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. We're by the end of the season, we're not even going to remember what it was about to begin with. Do you think that Jody is getting into her business like that?
I don't know yet. I just don't know enough. From what I've seen, no, but like maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Do you?
Isn't he wealthier than her?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what she ended up getting in the divorce. But yes, he has his own money. He had a multi-million-dollar house before dating her.
So that's why I'm like, I don't think he, like, what would
also, what is her business?
Exactly. Being on the show
No
and
offense.
getting her divorce settlement money. I don't know. I think Larsa's fishing, but I mean, they're both nuts. They're both crazy. I'm enjoying seeing more Kiki. I like that we get to see that her daughter, She has an older son who's 18 years old, which
in
crazy.
College.
Yes. And her and her mom taking her daughter to the Museum of Ice Cream. Little girl only wanted chocolate. Like, a child turning down ice cream because it's not chocolate was the funniest thing to me. Like, I just it's like,
let me just tell you,
you
that's not happening with my kids.
Yeah. Like, ice cream is ice cream, girlfriend. Like, take it.
Yeah. My kids are going to eat whatever is available.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was really sweet to see. And then her father flies in from Haiti to Miami. I know we have Gertie and Kiki. They're both Haitian. Garcelle's Haitian. But I don't think we've ever heard the Haitian language on Bravo.
Patois?
Yeah. Like them speaking.
Haitian is like French.
Is it?
It's French, yeah. But
okay.
Patois is like slang French. I don't know what the correct term is, but that's like Haitian.
I liked all of it. I liked Kiki's segments. I was surprised because I don't even think she's a full-time cast member. She's still friend of, which is crazy. But
she is? I thought she was full-time.
She's not holding a mojito.
Oh, that's what they have? We were trying to figure this out the other day.
They hold mojitos.
I love the car scene where he was like, yeah, you're my son. And Kiki was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no.
And he was like, I'm not planning on stopping. Like, I still want more kids. I have 7 and I have more to go. She's like, you don't even talk to your grandchildren. Why are you having more kids?
Yeah, no.
But still funny to like watch. And it seems like they're working on the relationship, which is interesting.
Yeah, I like it. I like Kiki a lot. So then we end up at Adriana's baby shower, or the baby shower that Adriana throws for Julia and Martina. And she does invite everybody. Gertie isn't able to make it because she's in New York, but I also assume because she just had a drink thrown at her by
I wouldn't go either.
Julia. And was she the only one that didn't make it? Yes. Yeah, because we get new girl, Stephanie's there. This is where we find out
Alexia's there, Marisol's there.
Yeah.
Larsa's there, Lisa's there. Yeah, everyone else is there.
Everyone's there. It's a fun baby shower. Did you have baby showers for your kids?
I had 2 for my first and 1 for my second and 0 for my third.
And did you do like all the traditional baby shower games?
No.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of games.
I think I did baby shower for the games for one of them. The other one was more so just like food, stories, music, pictures. Yeah.
That's my vibe. I'm not competitive.
I also don't like opening gifts.
Oh, I don't do gifts in front of people either.
Yeah, I hate it.
Because it's not entertaining for anyone.
Yeah, but I just like don't even like it in general. Like, I hate opening gifts in front of the person that gives it to me always.
Oh, well, I grew up. Yeah, I don't like doing it either. Christmas is really hard for me.
Yeah, I hate it. Christmas and everyone's like looking at you. I'm like, I have to fake I like this. And even if I do like it, like, I'm just not the type to be like, oh my gosh. So then I feel like I have to like overdo it. And then I'm like, they could tell I'm baking, but I'm excited about this, but I can't show you I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
It's all bad.
It is. But I mean, this looked like a fun shower. The women are at this restaurant. Stephanie, this was wild to me. Stephanie just going in and giving her advice to Alexia about Todd, especially I think calling Todd garbage. That's hot. That's a hot take.
I think it's a really hot take to say to someone when you've never met them or their husband.
Yes.
Like, that's an insane thing. Like, God took out the trash for you. You can't go back digging for the trash. I would have been like, what are you talking about? And I agree with her, but you don't know them.
You don't know them. That was really high. I think, it ultimately ended with Lisa getting really drunk. So drunk that she sits at the table and tells Stephanie she really wants to be her friend because she's rich and has a private plane. And starts to kind of go in with the Larsa of it all. They tell her it's the wrong place, the wrong time. She's sobbing. She feels like it's turning into something about her when it should be about Martina and Julia. And she leaves. That's the end of the episode. But yeah.
Overall, good episode. I need more Stephanie because I'm really liking what she's given.
Yeah, I think we get a good Lisa and Stephanie scene next week. I saw a teaser.
Yeah.
which I'm liking it too. Same.
And also, I mean, we'll see, but I think it's going to be hard for the adjustment of Stephanie being the richest. So it'll be fun.
Yes. And genuinely, I mean, it seems like it's her husband's wealth, but she works with his company. Mm-hmm. So like, seems like
she's involved.
She's very involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's her money too. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm excited. And then quickly before we wrap The Valley, season 2, episode 12, will you Maui me? I got emotional watching Kristen Doty get engaged. I thought it was really sweet. And
I thought it was
been
very
with Kristen
sweet
for a long time.
And I genuinely don't think she had any idea.
No idea, because homegirl did not want to shower. She didn't
want to shower. She didn't want to take pictures. When he first tried to get her to turn around, she was kind of like, I'm trying to fucking spot the dolphins. Like, why are you asking me to turn around?
It was so pure.
And then when she turned around and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I genuinely think that she was surprised.
Yeah, it was really well executed. And I have to say, I think it was Brittany and there was someone else that was like, why didn't I know? And I hate when people are like that.
I don't like when people are like that, but I gave Brittany a pass because she literally said, I know I'm being selfish right now.
She did admit to it.
Yeah. So yes. I'm like, she's aware. She just, I think her and Kristen are the closest out of everyone in the group. Mm-hmm. And so I think she was like, fuck, I really wanted to be like a part of this and like share in her joy. But I know I'm thinking about me. So like, let me get over it. And she never mentioned it to Kristen. Like this was only in like interviews and stuff. So I thought it was totally fine. But I don't like when people do that. Just like I don't like when people know someone's pregnant and then they post. They're like, I've been holding this for so long.
I literally said that to Rachel.
Finally tell people. I'm like, we get it. You knew.
We're friends. Yeah. I told Rachel.
Assumed you knew. So
I told Rachel that on, I forget who did a pregnancy announcement. And I was just like, isn't that a little weird? But yes, I agree. And then
the whole episode was this engagement or
gearing up for the engagement. And I do think Nia and Danny were the right people to be on the boat at that moment. And Nia really took her content capturing duties. She was so cute. Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was a sweet episode.
It was all like pretty believable for a setup of an engagement. Like it didn't, I think Luke did a really good job. I think in general, Luke is incredibly sweet with Kristen, and Kristen is right. Like he puts up with her. He defends her. He also tells her when she's wrong. Like from what we've seen, I think he's a really good match for her. And this is all before she got pregnant. So I'm like, this is really great. So I had a baby before marriage, so I'm not judging at all. But I'm just saying, I think it was great timing for her to get engaged and then get pregnant. Like it's probably exactly how she would have wanted it.
Yeah, I'm happy for her. This is, we've seen crazy Kristen. She's still a little bit crazy, which Janet will point out. I'm done with Janet. Crazy. I'm done with Janet.
I'm fine. I'm totally fine with Janet being like, I don't think it's appropriate for me to be at this party. Like, this is an engagement party. We're not in a good place. Like, I will sit this one out. But then her being like, and I'm not going to anything for the rest of this trip because now it's her engagement trip. Like, she didn't plan this.
No.
Calm down. Not everything is going to be about them. When you see them tomorrow, all you have to say is congratulations and move on.
Move on.
And I'm so glad Jason was like, I took off work for this.
I felt
having
bad
a normal
for Jason.
Vacation.
I was like, your mean wife is like I'm not a fan of Janet's. I was holding on for a while. But now she just also like Nia's so Jason, sweet. Like, why are we yelling at Nia at Casa Vega or whatever restaurant they were at? Like, leave her alone. But we get more Hawaii next week, which I'm looking forward to.
Should be interesting.
We didn't get a lot of Jax, which I was also happy with.
We got like a 2-second clip of him and Cruz. That's it.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything of the Bravo world. We will be back on Tuesday to talk some Bravo news. And then again next week to go over Atlanta, Miami, and the Valley. So we'll chat with you guys all later. Bye.